You're not going to change your partner, so give that one a rest. Different parts of the world lust after you. This Aphrodite may be the charm which could, if we are extremely lucky, positively accessorize our relationships, any of our relationships, or just change our chronic suffering into a more colorful agony. That power that James Hillman defines in A Blue Fire as the capacity of the heart to find intimacy with each particular event in a pluralistic cosmos. Only trouble is, the particular things and events your partner may find charming may not charm the pants off of you, and you may try to lure him or her away from those urges. Thomas More talks about this feeling of longing, the ache of desire for a familiar place or thing, the urgency to visit old friends or places, or what about the need to join an organization or a call to politics? He insists that the soul may want these things fiercely, as though its well-being required them, even if the demands of life make fulfilling these needs seem impractical. Cigarettes and chocolate milk, these are just a couple of my cravings. Everything it seems I like's a little bit stronger, a little bit thicker, a little bit harmful for me. And then there's those other things, which for several reasons we won't mention. Everything about them is a little bit stranger, a little bit harder, a little bit deadly. It isn't very smart. It tends to make one part so broken-hearted. I'm just a little bit Irish, a little bit Irish, a little bit Tower of Pisa whenever I see ya. So please be kind.
Yo.
If I'm a mess. We're not going to agree, believe in, or even begin to understand some of the choices and behaviors of our friends, family members, or lovers. My lover gets rid of the raccoons in our neighborhood by spraying them with a water gun full of fish oil. And that doesn't even compare what he's been doing to the bears in North Van. The recommendation Thomas More gives us in his Soulmates is to allow the other person in our lives, parent, child, spouse, friend, neighbor, or lover, truly to be an individual different from ourselves. When we honor individuality, we are preparing a nest for their soul, an entryway. He goes on to say that discussions among people in intimate relationships often amount to little more than efforts to trump arguments with proofs or win debates with logic. Relationships of all kinds suffer from this kind of intellectual combativeness because the soul is nurtured by poetics, not reason alone. Now, asinine behavior is not what I'm supporting here. More also discusses how we need to allow for some time to pass to decide whether our loved one's behavior is heading in a holy or unholy direction. When I think of the title of my show, Loser's Advocate, the type of people I would actually define as losers are not the ones I'm advocating. I'm trying to get at the sense of loss here, of losing that we all experience. Losing in love, losing our illusions, losing money and control, losing our physical attractiveness, and losing that sense of community and belonging that we may have once had. Life is only a bowl of cherries during that 3 to 5 minutes when you're eating a bowl of cherries. And this year, the cherries were bitter, smushed, and cracked. I personally never have time to spit out the pits. Speaking of smushed, feelings of loss can be particularly smushy and resentful, particularly at the beginning of a breakup or betrayal. How could he leave me? I'm the best thing he's ever had. Or, what a horny, irresponsible bitch. But according to Hillman in his Blue Fire, we must have a new way of grasping what goes on in our lives and in our practices. A new view of the women who leave their children for a lover, the women who fall in love with youth as the men do with beauty. The insupportable triangles and jealousies we suffer, the repetitive erotic entanglements which, because they are soulless and without psychological reflection, lead only to more despair. The divorces that become the necessary path for psychic development when there is no possibility for eros in a marriage. The marriages that need to be held together, if only for the sense of the psychic suffering, which may then constellate eros in a new way. Nice, clear, happy little paragraph. Let's complement it with a song, shall we? Just make sure you don't tell on me, especially the members of your family. We best keep this to ourselves and not tell any members of our inner posse. I wish I could tell the whole world, cause you're such a pretty thing when you're done up properly. I might wanna marry you one day if you watch that weight and you keep your firm body. Ooh, this could get messy, but oh, you don't seem to mind. Dude, don't go telling everybody and overlook this supposed crime. The long drawn out pain and confusion of making some sense of love is necessary and beautiful to James Hillman.